My name is Nafisa Samatar. I'm the president of the Somali Independent Business Alliance and also a founder.
My name is Tiffany Brinkley, and I am the founder of ACE Foundation, American Center for Excellence. So today I'm here as a facilitator and community leader to discuss air quality issues and what we can do about it together to help resolve some of the problems in our area. Today, we'll be talking about, and if you guys are not familiar with what that is, it focuses on addressing transportation-related air pollution here in King County. Why are we doing this project? Transportation-related emissions are a leading cause of air pollution here in King County. And so it really disproportionately affects our communities, whether it's people of color, low income, immigrant, BIPOC communities, so Black, Indigenous, people of color communities. The reason why all of you guys were invited here today, because you're trusted community leaders who deeply understand the needs and the challenges of the King County community, right? Working sometimes with the government and other leaders out here, and also working in our respective professions. Can anybody elaborate with us, what does air pollution mean to you?
Air pollution definitely affected me, especially when there's the wildfires going on, because it affects me most because I have asthma.
I believe our lawmakers need to put, some regulations in place, like to reduce emission. Maybe we need to be thinking about more electric cars.
How can the policymaker support our community leader to bring the information to share with our community? So there's two ways. There's not only one way that you want community's voice and hear it from the leader. You have to bring the discussion to educate community and bring the feedback into solutions.
We have to start thinking about what alternatives we can use for our cars and then see how we can transition there.
I believe that with community effort would be an effective way of reducing air pollution.
I recently learned that a lot of apartments do not allow fire barbecue pits anymore. That they are only allowed electric barbecues. And it's kind of like, wow, it's gotten to be that strict. And so it goes back to regulation, and then from there community pockets can then implement that accordingly.
The one thing I have in mind is if they can add it to the school system, starting with elementary, middle school, high school, college level, and that message can fly to educators, can send more education about how air pollution is going to affect it. So we have to add it to the school system. That's what I said.
Air pollution is a big deal. It does contribute to your general health. And what is general health? Is who you are, right? If you're not healthy, then you can't function right. And air pollution does contribute to that. So I would say they should check it out and research and read about it and learn about it and educate themselves before they think it's not a problem.
Talking about these whole things is the one area we're not touching is the construction, the buildings. We will be talking about this whole thing, but we don't talk about the construction because we have no more space. So if you don't have a space, you don't have air.
A lot of engagement, folks thinking outside of the box to provide solutions and to just give some ideas on things that most people haven't really thought about when it comes to air quality issues and where it's coming from, and some of the things that we could do to take ownership of resolving the problem.
My name is Wahab Kroman. I'm from Liberia, and I am the president of the Liberian Community Presidents in Washington State. What I thought it was very useful whenever you're talking about air quality, air pollution, those are public health matters. So I thought it was very important.
By hearing from us as a leader to share what the impact, what's the problem, and then what's the solution.
Jenny App. I'm from the Cambodian community. I am the lead of one of the small organization called Cambodian American Advocating Peace. It's very nice to hear how different opinions about the different level of how we are aware of the impact of air quality.
By name Frederick, and the community is where I have a Nigerian background. So I'm so glad to be here today to at least end a couple of things concerning air pollution reduction.
So Nafiso and I, we used to work together at the Refugee Women's Alliance, which is another group of organizations that provide education to refugee and immigrant communities. So we know each other for so long, so we just recently reconnected through our community work. So I'm so glad that she came and connect me to this project, so we learn more about how we can bring the information back to our Cambodian community.
I think it's quite honestly, it's very important because remember, I mean, you have to be able to identify the problems, right? And when you identify the problems, which we know air pollution is a problem, you identify it, and then what's the next step? You talk about it, right? And you talk about it to community members, community leaders, and then the community leaders then they start to take action, right? Like, oh, okay, we vote for a representative, we vote for, you know, people who are running for offices. So we then take these matters to them and tell them that we need change. So that's exactly what I learned today, and I think my community, the Liberian community, we will be a strong voice, part of this project.
Like Jenny just mentioned, we engaged more than 100 people, I believe, on that one event. And very surprising that, you know, people are affecting, but they cannot, sometimes somehow cannot express, they cannot, because of the language barrier, or how can they provide their input, but to help them with the tools to at least protect themselves by what can they do, just small thing, if not big thing, but at least small things starting from them. Just some tool to, and very a lot of good engagement, a lot of question and answer.
The relationship and the long time serving the community, SIBA team, all of them a long time working for the community. They were serving our community. So we have the expertise, we know our people, we build a long relationship and trust. That's why it happened to succeed for this work we have done today. We educate already 300 people and more. And I really wanted to thank you for different community like Chamber of African Chamber of Commerce. I wanted to thank Cambodian community, Liberian community. I wanted to say thank you to Nigerian community, all our community, Ethiopian community who help us succeed. And I wanted to say this, legislator, thank you so much for trusting us. Of course, we could do this and we will do it.